Hi, lovely. I have got an announcement. Quick heads up before we dive in. I am hosting a one-time only live online workshop on May 27th called Your $1 Million Message, and I want you there. In 90 minutes, I'm going to help you write the most important line of your entire sales page, the words that actually sell your coaching, your course, your membership, your mastermind, your events, the line that you're going to use in your content, your DMs, your emails, everywhere. Now, tickets are only under 100 Australian dollars right now for the first 100 women to grab their place. And yes, it comes with lifetime access to the high quality recording. If you've ever struggled to explain what you do in a way that makes your perfect people say yes and never question your price, then this is your moment. Go to tracyharris.co/workshop now to purchase your ticket. Pause me if you need to. Go to tracyharris.co/workshop now to grab your ticket for under $100, and I'll see you there. Mums with Hustle podcast, episode 485.
Welcome to the Mums with Hustle podcast, where you'll discover everyday mum entrepreneurs killing it in their industry. Learn the secrets you can replicate to create your own success with your host, Tracy Harris.
Welcome back to another episode of the Mums with Hustle podcast. You know, today I wanted to pull back the curtain on something that most people in the online space get wrong, and it's probably costing them sales without them even realizing it. In fact, when I got this thing right, I took my revenue from, my launches from, say, 30K launches to six-figure launches. And I went from selling only low-ticket products to being able to sell high-ticket offers, including $30,000 offers, $60,000 offers. And I realized that there's actually no difference between selling those two different price points, low-ticket, high-ticket, if you get this thing right. And it's the thing that I want to talk to you about in today's episode. So let's talk about why your offer isn't selling, even though you know it's good. Because maybe you have achieved incredible results yourself. Maybe you have got years, even decades of experience doing a particular thing and achieving amazing results yourself. Maybe you have had clients or you've helped other people achieve incredible results for themselves. There's no doubt that you've put in the work to make your offer, whether it is a course, whether it is a membership, whether it is a coaching program, whether it is a mastermind, you've made the offer valuable and you've got the right audience paying attention. But people are landing on your sales page or at your cart page and nothing, crickets, or maybe a very few clicks, maybe a few adds to cart. Maybe a few people saying, oh, this sounds really good, let me think about it. But at the end of the day, no conversions, or at best, low conversions. So what gives? What's the real problem? If you have ever felt like your offer is amazing and you've got the credibility and the expertise and the experience behind you, but your sales are not reflecting that, the problem is not your offer. The problem is your message, specifically the very first lines on your sales page. And this is what I want to focus on in today's episode. I want to help you see exactly where the disconnect is really happening and how to fix it. So let's start with number one. I'm going to be going through three major points here today. And if you have a notebook or some access to some writing material, please take notes, because number one, the real problem is not your offer. It is your hook. I remember vividly the early years of my business. I felt so frustrated that I lacked the right words to explain and sell my courses and my membership. And every coach and mentor, exceptional people that I had invested massively in working with, they would also go on and on about the importance of messaging and needing to speak to your ideal customer in the right words. Oh my gosh. I get it. I hear you. But how? I was still struggling with how to do that. And yet I was paying tens of thousands of dollars to sit in these programs with these mentors, and not one person was able to really support me in doing that. You know, they'd say things like, people buy the transformation, they're not buying X amount of modules, and stop selling the program, start selling the transformation. And they'd say this on repeat. But again, what did that mean? And I am an intelligent woman. I'm just going to put that out there proudly. Okay. I have never struggled to learn in any academic environment. I excelled at school. I excelled at university, graduating with high distinction. I have 3 degrees, including a master's of theology, and that subject is tough, my friends. So I'm no stranger to learning, and no stranger to learning hard, complex things. But for the life of me, it was just so difficult to find the right words to put at the top of my sales page that would sell my programs and my offers. And I wondered, how am I ever going to get to the stage where I would feel so clear and so confident with my messaging, especially in the hero section on my sales page and on my cart pages? And I knew that I was missing out big time because I had a deficit there. I had a gap there. And that is until one day when it all just clicked for me. But it wasn't magic. Like I said, it took years of studying under some of the greatest mentors and marketing experts in the world. It took years of me testing different copywriting techniques because there are so many. And it cost me tens of thousands of dollars spent learning inside of some of the world-class online courses for branding, messaging, and copywriting. I had even hired incredible copywriters. I will not name names, but I know some of you listening to this can imagine, right? You would know some of these people. That I'm willing to bet. I hired these people to do my copy for me and still realized that they weren't getting it right. They were not nailing the messaging for my offers. And so that's when I had my breakthrough moment, which was, I need to nail this. This is not anyone else's responsibility but mine. And as much as I hated sitting there agonizing over writing sales pages and sales emails and captions that convert for Instagram, I was just like, I am obsessed now. I choose to become exceptional at this. Not only for myself, but for all of the women who come into my programs, because I want to help them. I want to upskill them. I want to be the go-to person that helps them write words that sell. So yeah, let me tell you, through this frustrating experience, I really sharpened my skills as a messaging expert when it comes to offers. Because when you have a mission that is so big, when you're an impact-driven entrepreneur like I am, and I know you are, and when you know that you can help people massively, it feels like mental torture. It sucks to be let down by your own inability to use the words that sell. And that's why I'm so passionate about helping women fix this exact part of their funnel. Because most people are obsessing right now on improving the wrong parts of their funnel. They are adjusting their pricing, thinking it's that. They're trying to add another bonus, thinking that that's going to be, the Hail Mary. They're sitting there rewriting their email sequence or their entire sales page. But the problem starts way earlier. It starts right at the top of your sales page in the hero section. The hero section of your sales page is that first section everyone sees without needing to take a single scroll. And this is where you have your hook. This is those first 1 to 2 lines. Now, if it doesn't stop the scroll, spark curiosity, and make your dream client say, "Oh, she's talking to me," then they're gone. You've lost the sale. The second thing, write down number 2. The second thing I want to talk about today is, okay, then what makes a good hook? Your hook needs to follow these 3 essential criteria. Number 1, it needs to be very clear and specific. You cannot have too many words in this section. Less words, the better. So number 1 is be specific. Number 2, you must promise the transformation that people can expect. You must put that in the top section. This is huge. I cannot tell you how many sales pages for low ticket offers, mini workshops, high ticket offers, VIP days. I have looked at them all for peers in high level 7-figure plus masterminds. I've looked at mentors pages. I've looked at pages from my own students and mentees. I've created so many of my own pages and analyzed them for what works and what doesn't. And the number 1 thing that the highest converting pages has is a promise transformation statement at the top. Number 3, a good hook speaks to the pain or the desire that your audience instantly recognizes. Now, most people are writing vague hooks. And that's why I'm like, I have got to get on and share this with my people now. Now is the time to take this collective, this audience, this community that has grown up with me through this work at this level and standard, because the game has changed. Most people are writing vague hooks and it's sounding like a fluffy affirmation. It's nice. The intention is there. I'm not saying this to make you feel bad or shame anybody, but it is time to up the ante. We can no longer be having vague hooks like unlock your future self or live your best life or transform your business, step into your next level, upgrade your launches. Like, we cannot be having hooks like this. Your ideal client needs clarity, not cliches. You need to make them feel self-trust, trust in you, and trust in their ability to achieve the transformation. So they need clarity, not cliches. Number 3, the common symptoms that you have got a hook problem. Okay. I kind of alluded to the main one, which is your hook is vague. It sounds like a fluffy affirmation. But there are some other clear indicators that you have got a hook problem right at the top of your sales page or your offer page, whatever you choose to call it. Number 1 is you are getting traffic to that page, but little to no conversions. Now, I'm going to add in here, I'm willing to bet you are even getting traffic, meaning people who are your dream clients and students or participants or mentees. You're getting the perfect person coming to the page, but they're not converting. So it's not just any traffic. It's not a case of, oh, we've attracted the wrong audience to this page. No, you've attracted the right people, but you use the wrong words. So if you're confident that your ideal client has come to the page because maybe you've built an audience on Instagram and now they're coming to the page and you're like, "Ugh, bugger, like why aren't they dancing? Why aren't they purchasing? Why are they just bouncing off this page?" It's so deeply frustrating. I feel that for you. I've been there. The second symptom is you're tweaking your offer constantly, thinking that that's the issue. So you're adding in another module, or you're thinking, oh, if I just work on this success path, or if I just add in some more support, or maybe I'm going to add in Voxer access, I'm going to make this be higher value, thinking that that's the issue, and it's not. And this is a bad one because it leads to working more, unnecessary work, and it's costing you from scaling in a freedom-filled way. You don't need to work more. You just need to get better at your messaging. Another sign or symptom that you've got a hook problem on your page is that you've got people saying, "This sounds really great," in the DMs, or maybe they're even emailing you back if you've got an email list, but they're not clicking through to purchase. And you're perceiving them as ghosting you. But what's really going on is they can't really see the transformation and the value of what you're selling. Because people don't buy on price, they buy on perceived value. How do you create increased perceived value? You have a hook that sells according to their problem and pain or to their desire. You are selling a clear outcome. But how do you use the right words to describe the clear outcome? I hear you saying that. Stick with me. Now, another symptom that you've got a hook problem is that you feel a little bit embarrassed sending people to your page. When I think about myself in the first few years of business, when I was going through all of this in my own experience, like I've been doing this for 10 years now, I can look back and go, okay, I think the core feeling was frustration, maybe even anger. There was so much tension in my body, like, I've got this thing. I just know that the words that I'm putting at the top of the page are mediocre at best, but I can't think of what else to say. I can't make it clearer. And so there was this tinge of cringe or embarrassment sending people to the page, just like really hoping that when they get there, they understand the words on the page and they see the perceived value in it and they keep scrolling. They read on, the rest of the page does the work and they purchase. But if that hook is not right, that's not going to happen. Does any of this sound familiar? Because if it does, these are red flags that your message isn't landing, that you're not using the right words at the top of your sales page. Because here's what happens when your hook does work. Your dream clients will land on that page and they will instantly, like in the first 3 seconds, feel seen and understood from the first line of copy that they read. And then they keep reading. And then they click and they convert because your offer is positioned clearly. Or they read through and they send in an inquiry. Maybe the inquiry comes in the DMs. Maybe the inquiry comes via email. Maybe you've got some kind of chat system on your sales page, but they're sending in an inquiry and then you get to turn that curiosity that they've got into a conversion. Because your sales page should be doing one of two things, either having people buy on the page or having people inquire with you. That's what happens when your hook is working. This is the difference between having a sales page that just collects dust and one that sells out your offer. And let me tell you, get this line nailed, and it doesn't matter if your sales page is beautifully designed and fancy, or if you're writing this in a Google Doc and just sending that through to people. or even in an email. It doesn't matter how pretty and fancy it looks, but you need this hook at the top of your offers, no matter how you're presenting the offer to people. So what I've decided to do to take this audience of mine deeper into really creating their high converting hook is that I'm launching a new live workshop. It is called Your $1 Million Message, and I am helping you fix this exact thing with me live in the workshop. You're going to walk away with a clear, confident, scroll-stopping hook and positioning line for your offer. Whether it's a course, a coaching program, a membership, or a mastermind, it doesn't matter. You're going to walk away with a clear, confident, scroll-stopping hook and a positioning line to put in the hero section of your sales page. This class is live. It's 90 minutes. You are going to get the templates that you need to be able to do this. You're going to get live coaching with me. You're going to get the exact formulas that I use to sell our offers, high ticket, low ticket, everything in between, and that I have helped hundreds of women use to sell their online programs. And for the first 100 women, I am going to have a lower price. So make sure that you are heading over to tracyharris.co/$1 million message. Tracy Harris, there's no E in Tracy. tracyharris.co/$1 million message to grab your seat. And let's kind of recap what we went over today, okay? So in a nutshell, we went over why your offer is not the problem, your messaging is, how the power of your sales page hook is really to convert or to lose your dream clients. The 3-second test, if they're not getting it and understanding what's on offer to them in 3 seconds, they're going to leave. The common symptoms of a weak hero section and how you can spot them. And we also went through what happens when your hook finally lands and does the selling for you. So my friends, this is your invitation to stop guessing and to finally say what you mean with confidence in a way that sells so that you can feel satisfied. Thank you for tuning in. I can't wait to see you in the workshop. Make sure that you go ahead and check out the link, purchase your ticket, tell your friends. Inside of the new live workshop, Your $1 Million Message, I'm going to be helping you fix the exact thing. You're going to walk away with that hero section written and complete for your next course, coaching program, or membership, or an existing one if it needs a bit of an upgrade and makeover. It's 90 minutes. You get everything you need to do this with me. Early bird tickets for the first 100 women, and then the price goes up. Head to tracyharris.co/$1 million message to grab your seat. I'll see you there.